Okay, let's talk about strategy. What is the strategy of employer brand? So let's really get into the very particulars because you can take strategy in all sorts of different directions. What matters to a small business is going to be this. You need to get laser focused about a handful of simple messages about what you offer a candidate that in a best possible scenario, no one else can say. Now, as a best possible scenario, it's unlikely. But you still have to be super specific about what it is you offer. Find a way to differentiate relative to other companies in that space, the competition for that particular talented person, and make it crystal clear. It's not just something you say, it's something that must be true because it's talked about everywhere, right? In the same way, Volvo must care about safety because all they do is talk about safety. You need to be hyper-focused on a single core idea or a very, 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 very tight collection of ideas. That is our strategy. The better you focus on this message or a small subset of messages, the more clear you can become. Remember, a candidate has a set amount, a finite amount of attention and time they can pay to looking at your stuff. So they need to get it right off the bat. You care about this. You offer this. And they do that by making sure every channel, every post on every channel, every headline on every channel frames and touches on that idea. You don't see Volvo saying safety, safety, safety in car commercials and then talking about fuel efficiency on their billboards, right? That's confusing. Now it's two messages. Okay, are they the safe company or are they fuel efficient company? Because there are other companies that are fuel efficient too. So now in that kind of confusion, that doesn't pay off for you, right? You want to be very focused because the more you're focused, the more other people, their content looks less message than just mess, right? That's really, they're talking about all sorts of stuff. I've seen plenty of companies try and treat their employer brand like a series of checklists. They look for every possible thing that a candidate might want, that they might like, and they touch on it. Oh yeah, we care about mental health. We care about work-life balance. We care about hybrid work. We care about family leave. We care about performance. We care about status. We care about this. We care about that. And they just have this laundry list. I'm thinking of a particular company. I'm not going to name names. Their first page of their career site is really long, and it felt like every single paragraph was talking about 3 brand new ideas as to why you should work for them. And you go to the next paragraph, and it's 3 brand new ideas, and you go to the next, and you go to the next. And at the end, you're looking at like 15, 18, 20 ideas, and none of them are repeated again. They just said it, and because they said it, they thought you believed it. And of course, that's not how this works. You think it, you focus on it, you repeat it until everybody associates you with that idea. The challenge is, internally though, if you focus on a single message, someone in your company is going to say, oh yeah, I mean, yes, we are innovative, but we're friendly too. Everybody else is going to want to treat your particular employer brand like a Christmas tree, and they all have ornaments. They're just going to hang it on there until it's all full, and it will look like a mess. Your job is to maintain the focus. Yes, we're friendly, but first we're innovative. And in this particular industry, based on your experience, innovation is what matters. Other people aren't offering that kind of innovation. Other people aren't focusing on that innovation. We are going to be known as the innovation company first. Then, as they get interested in the job and they start to realize how incredibly friendly you are, that's additional. But the brand you're building here is a hook that's going to draw them in, right? Candidates don't hang out on job boards. They don't read job postings for fun. This is painful, ugly, messy work. No one likes looking for a job. I mean, nobody likes looking for a job, even weirdos like me. Nobody likes it. So they treat it like they're pinching their nose and trying to get just enough information to get what you're about before they can go on to something else in their life. Trying to give them everything is just distracting. Focus on a single idea that gets them to say, oh, that's interesting, I like that, and then slowly reel them in. That's how this is going to play out. Think of it as isolating what's great about you and then amplifying it. It's not about eliminating things. You're not saying, no, we're not friendly. You're just not talking about it first off. The same way that Volvo didn't say, no, we're absolutely not a reliable car company. They are, but they're going to talk about safety every single time you see them. That's the strategy. Focus, focus, focus. That kind of focus only happens when you understand your audience. Who are you trying to hire? Are they people who are looking for anything? Are you trying to hire people who are looking for status? Are you trying to hire people who are looking to maximize their salary? Are you trying to hire people who are eventually going to want to make families and need the flexibility and all the support that that entails? Who are you trying to hire? Now, in a company of any size, let's say you're hiring 4 roles. That's a small number, but they're very different levels and they're very different people. That's fine. I'm not saying they should all be cookie cutters, but I'm saying if you are focused on, and I'm just spitballing here, I don't know what your brand is, but if you're saying your brand is all about innovation, how do you connect innovation to a 24-year-old has only had one job before since college, copywriter, right? Why does she care about innovation? What will she want out of this? Why is innovation attractive to her? At the same time, you can then talk about innovation to the 35-year-old data scientist. Hey, you're going to love this kind of innovation. He's going to explain to him what he gets out of innovation in a data science space. And then you're going to talk to your new potential CMO and talk to her about what she's going to get out of that kind of innovation. So it's still innovation, but you're localizing it to different audiences, which means you need to understand your audience. Why do they care about innovation? What matters to them? You're creating this amazing match between company and role and person, which means you already understand your company and you probably have a good sense of the role. So you need to understand the person you're trying to hire. And that idea that sits in the intersection of all 3 of those things is what attracts someone. Focusing, proving it, getting that message crystal clear, getting that message credible, believable, that's what we're doing here. So let's talk a little bit more about this localization idea, right? In the first example, we talked about the copywriter, the data scientist, and the CMO. What if you're a hospital? You're hiring admins, you're hiring nurses, you're hiring doctors, and you're hiring people who clean things up, right? And that's just 4 of the many, many, many roles you could have. You can talk about how much you care for your staff, how much you focus on making sure they feel welcome, that they feel comfortable, that they feel seen, however you want to package that, whatever that core message is, you can connect it to all those audiences, right? Doctors will need to be seen and feel heard and feel cared about in a different way than an admin. But they both want to feel cared for because that is the thing they showed up to you for. And this is the process, right? We're talking strategy here. The process is to focus on a message, put it out into the world. And the people who like that message, the people who want that thing, they say, ooh, I like that. I want to be a part of that. And they apply and they get hired. Now you've increased the number of people who care about that thing inside so that when you go back out and put that message out again, you can say it with more credibility because, well, you have even more people who want that thing. And so it becomes cyclical. It's a flywheel. You're bringing in more people who care about that thing. Think about early Facebook, right? They didn't hire, their 3rd employee was, or a 3rd or 4th employee was an intern who went to school with them. They didn't go looking for some 45-year-old person they didn't know very well. They didn't say, hey, we're looking for a marketing person. They said, we need more coding, so let's hire some friends of ours who code. And as they went from 4 people to 10 people, they built up this sense that, look, we're very comfortable kind of just ignoring some rules, this normal way you do things, and just saying, look, we have a better way of thinking about this. We're just going to do it. And after they got to about 100 or 200 people, that became well codified as moving fast and breaking things. And the more they talked about how much they moved fast and broke things, the more they attracted people who wanted to move fast and break things. And the more they were the kind of company where they moved fast and broke things. And thus, and thus, and thus. That is how your brand works. It creates a filter so that people get what you're about and say, I want that too. And when they join you, you are more that thing. Now, for a hospital, you might think, well, gosh, I bet they care about saving lives. I bet they care about healing people. Yes, that is something you can feel very confident that they all care about. However, it is something you should feel confident that every hospital cares about. So while it is specific and something you can focus on, it's not different from other options. So if you're a doctor or a nurse, and you care about saving people and helping people, well, gosh, that's what the whole job is about. The question is, what's after that? You assume kind of a table stakes baseline sense that if you're in nursing, you're going to save some lives and you're going to do research that's going to change lives, and you're going to be taken care of, and you're going to get the status that comes for working at this place, and you're going to, whatever that next thing, whatever the next and is, that's your brand. That's what you focus on, right? No one goes, oh, there's a nice hospital. I wonder if they save lives. Of course they are, right? I always see these ads about, hey, this hospital, we care about our patients. I'm always thinking, I'd rather know about the hospital that doesn't care about their patients, just so I can eliminate them. Just say, okay, stay away from them. Focusing on the obvious doesn't always get the job done. When everybody else is focusing on it too, when it's assumed, it doesn't serve you. So when you're picking what you're focusing on, keep in mind that it has to be true and focused, but it also has to be different. All right, so we're clear on the strategy. Strategy is a very conceptual idea, but we are now done with the highfalutin stuff, with the big conceptual stuff. It's time to get nitty gritty. It's time to get to do some stuff. And the first thing we're going to do is everybody's favorite, job postings. No, don't run away. Come back. We're going to make it good. We're going to make it good, I promise. I'll see you in the next video.